Do you guys want to know how to go from looking like this to this in the Forge? Well, today I'm going to be giving you the most updated and complete beginner's guide. I'm going to be teaching you the fastest ways to earn money, what pickaxes you should save for, types of weapons and armor you should craft, and just some overall useful tips. When you first join the game, you're going to want to talk to the sensei right here. They'll show you the tutorial and also give you access to the class system. And what you're aiming for is, of course, the two red ones. But the dwarf is also good because it gives you more mining power and forge quality. So after you complete the tutorial, you're going to want to come over here to this bard, accept this quest. You're going to want to run down into the cave, take a left, drop down right here, and his guitar will be sitting right here. Just got to pick it up. Then you're just gonna give the guitar back to him. He'll give you $1,000, which you could use to buy a better pickaxe, but I recommend you save it, and I'll tell you why in a second. Now what you want to do is complete all the main quests for Sensei Moro. He'll have you kill some zombies and mine some ores, pretty simple stuff. And make sure you're saving up all of your best ores from this area and not using them to craft anything quite yet. Now that you're level 10 and have all the main quests done, you should have around 10k in the bank, and you're just gonna want to place your portal down and teleport to the second island. So now that you're at the second island, the first thing I'll do is explain why I wanted you to save all your money and ores. If you save the 10k, you can now buy the cobalt pickaxe, which will be a really nice upgrade and last you a while. Now that you're in the second island, you have the ability to craft even better variants of the armor, as you can see over here on the left. So if you kept all of your best ores from the first island, you can now use them to craft a chest plate, helmet, and leggings. And make sure you're only crafting the heavy variants of all this armor. And now I'll explain how the forging works. So over here on the left, you see its percentages. The more ores you put in, the more the percentage will change. You just want to get whatever piece you're trying to craft to the highest percentage that it will go. And then also make sure you're not making the same mistake as me and just throwing random ores in with the good ones, because it will tank your multiplier down here. So just find the perfect balance between the percentages and the multiplier, and then you're set. Combat. First of all, you're going to want to craft a weapon. The community is pretty decided that the katana and the gauntlets are the best weapons, so I'd make one of those. Then you're going to want to turn on shift lock in the settings. You can activate it by pressing control on your keyboard and then whatever button it is on mobile and console. First thing you need to figure out is the movement and enemy attack patterns. You can roll in any direction by pressing Q to avoid the enemy attacks, and the roll also gives you iframes, which pretty much means you're invincible for a few seconds. So if you time it just right, you can actually just roll into the enemies and not get hit. Another equally important thing you need to know is that you can actually parry, which completely blocks enemy attacks by pressing F on your keyboard, and again, whatever button it is on your respective platform. So just take some time, take some damage, and learn when exactly in each animation to parry. To get better weapons, you're going to need better ores. So where do we go? My favorite spot for early game is of course on the second island, and you can just follow where I'm going right here. You can mine any rocks in this area, but my favorite spot is these two rocks right here. And it's pretty safe for AFKing because enemies can't spawn directly on top of you. So you're going to want to farm this area for better ores to craft better weapons, and also complete some main quests. And then once you have 57k, you're going to want to buy this pickaxe so you can farm this next area, which is even better. So once you have the mithril pickaxe, you're just going to go from this other area that I showed you, turn around and go right over here, farm these two basalt veins, and it'll give you legendary ores, which you're going to want to save for the next part of the video. By now you should have a decent bit of legendary ores saved up, so I'm going to show you what my favorite recipes are for all the armors and weapons, as well as show you how to upgrade them. So first, throw in some eye ore for 15% more damage. Next, you're going to add obsidian, which gives you 30% more health. Add some mithril for 15% more armor defense. And last, add some lightite for 15% more movement speed. So just make sure you're adding an even amount of all those ores, and just keep adding until the armor you want is at the top left with the most percentage. And for the weapon, you're going to add eye ore for 15% more damage, firite for some burn damage, magmite for some explosion damage, And you can also add Demonite for some extra burn damage, but you don't have to since it is a little harder to get. After you craft the armor and weapons, you're going to want to come over to this enhancer and upgrade each piece at least 3 times. And then that will add the rune slot to them. And by now you should at least have some runes from killing enemies like bombers and death axe skeletons. So you're going to go to the rune maker right across the street from the enhancer, and I'll show you which runes to put on your gear. First of all, for the pickaxe, you're just going to add 3 luck runes. And then I like to use either the blast ship or the flame spark on my weapon. And then if you want to, you could also get some attack speed on it. And for the armor, you're going to add briar notch runes. And if you want to on those, you can get swiftness on them. Now that you have the best mid-game armor crafted, let's move on to the next part of the video. So that's pretty much where I am in the game, but if you're struggling to get money or XP and haven't done this by now, you're going to be rich. So if you go to the index screen, you can claim all this stuff in here to get a ton of money and XP. And then you can also go over to the achievement tab and equip some skills you earn from playing the game. Other than that though, you're just going to want to save for this pickaxe in the first world. And you can also sell your old pickaxe for a little less money than you bought it for. And that should help you buy this one. So like I said earlier, this is where I'm at in the game. Let me know if you want me to make an in-game guide, and subscribe and like the video.